Hi, my name is Josiah Fallaise, owner of FDF Race Shop, Pro 2 driver for Drift HQ, and we decided to go with Nuke Performance for all of our fuel needs. Today I'm going to show you a little bit of detail on their competition fuel unit, and we're going to unbox some of their products, show you some details about them, and a lot of their other parts like fuel rails, fuel filters, fuel regulators, and also how to assemble the CFC unit. Now that we have the CFC unit unboxed, you can really see the details up close about what they focus on a lot. One thing I noticed right off the bat was that the 2-liter surge tank is super light. It's made of like a high strength, really thin aluminum, so they really have weight focused on this product. And also the detail and the CNC machining of this billet unit that is going to house all of our pumps. It's going to house the 2-liter surge tank, and then it's got all of your connections for your power for the pumps. And you can see that they've laser etched all of these instructions on it, as well as their logo, made in Sweden and Nuke Performance. It's a super nice piece and I'm really excited to run it. In addition to the CFC unit, they also sent us 3 DW400 pumps to power our 700 wheel horsepower 440 cubic inch LSX. One is going to be used as the lift pump that is going to fill the 2-liter surge tank, and the other 2 are going to pressurize the system within the surge tank. Up next is our Nuke Performance inline 10 micron fuel filter. It's designed to handle the harsh characteristics of alcohol, ethanol, and methanol, and it is a really nice piece. For fuel pressure control, we're going with their FPR90. It is their high flow, high horsepower solution, and it comes with a really nice mounting bracket and all the fittings that you need. To finish off our fuel system, Nuke Performance also included their LS specific fuel rails. They're a really sleek billet design, laser engraved, CNC machined. It's got mounting brackets for all the LS versions. LS2, LS3, LS7. Okay guys, so I'm gonna put together the CFC unit. This is my first time doing it, but it's really comprehensive and it looks pretty easy to do yourself. I'm using the longer of the 2 rods for the lift pump. The lift pump is going to be in the fuel cell itself, and this is what's going to take the fuel from the fuel cell and put it into our surge tank. If you have a 13 mil wrench, you can use it just to snug up the rod on the CFC top plate. And from there, this is where we put the filter on the pump, and then we need to set the depth of the pump depending on how deep your fuel cell is. It's just going to be attached to the rod using a hose clamp. Okay, so we're going to take the tape measure over to the car and measure the depth of the fuel cell so we know that the height we need to put the lift pump at. Okay, so we're over here at my Pro car where we have the 10-gallon Pyrotech fuel cell installed. This is what Nuke Performance uses for all of their systems. We're going to measure from the bottom of the fuel cell to the top of the flange. And in this particular fuel cell, we're getting 9 3/4 from the bottom to the top of the flange. This is what we're going to set the depth of the lift pump at. Now we need to connect the lift pump to the surge tank using one of the 2 hoses provided. They have a smaller one with a smaller diameter that doesn't fit our DW400, so this is going to be used on a different size pump. The larger one slips right on and is easily tightened with a hose clamp. Next, we're going to attach the dual pump setup. It uses this collar that clamps onto both pumps. The collar is installed on the bottom of the stem that's provided. These are 2 more DW400 pumps. They're the same as the lift pump. This is what Nuke Performance suggested to handle the 700 wheel horsepower on ethanol. Both pumps are going to be installed inside the surge tank, and this is what's going to pressurize the entire system in the car. Okay, so now we need to install our 2 pressure pumps from inside the surge tank. They are easily clamped in place using this bracket that's provided. The pump needs to line up with these 2 ports, which are going to have these provided fittings installed. Make sure the crush washer's in place. Thread them onto the bottom of the unit. This is what collects the two pumps' pressure and puts it into one line. Now the provided lines with the DW400 pump Okay, so after confirming that the heights of the pumps fit in both the fuel cell and inside the surge tank, I'm just going to go ahead and tighten up the clamps, and then we're going to move on to wiring, trimming the wires, putting on the connectors so we can attach them to the poles that we hardwire on the car. Okay, so we have the bottom of our CFC unit plumbed and wired. The final step to assembling the bottom is to put on the 2-liter surge tank over top of our dual pump system. And as you can see, the lift pump is filling the 2-liter surge tank using this hose that passes through, and there's a slot machined in right here so that it doesn't pinch the hose. Install the fill neck. There's 5 holes on the CFC unit that are going to line up with 5 holes on the fill cap. Take them off, put this on, and then from underneath you can tighten the 5 screws. To summarize everything we did on the CFC unit, we installed 3 identical DW400 pumps, 1 as a lift pump and 2 as the pressure pumps that are inside of the 2-liter surge tank. The lift pump fills the surge tank using this hose here. We wired it to the CFC unit using the provided wires and connectors that came with the kit. On top, we installed the fill cap, the return line fitting, and the pressure fitting that all came with the kit. The only thing left to do is to drop this into our fuel cell using the provided hardware. And that finishes up the install on the CFC unit from Nuke Performance. If you have any questions or want to get more information on this, go to drifthq.com. My name is Josiah Fallaise, and thanks for watching.